I suppose this is a bit of a haul video, really, because I'm just going to show you everything that I picked up in one shot last week. Full disclosure, I've spent a bit of money here. I think this all added up to £130, which is not a small sum. And you can decide whether you think I've spent wisely or not. But I'm pretty pleased with all these, to be honest. One of the reasons that I came back from my Scotland trip when I did was because the weather had changed, so I wasn't getting out in the hills anymore. I needed to rest my knee, and as a consequence of that, I was spending too much money. So I thought, go home, be productive, do something else, and you've had a good week. But I needed to be up at my dad's, and he's in Northumberland, so I had to drive up the A1. And that meant going past Darlington on a Sunday, where I know there's a shop that's open that sells records. So I ended up in there, and here we are. So it's a shop that I like because it isn't a record shop. Half of it's records, the rest of it's like vintage stuff and, all sorts of things in there. Bit of a junk shop, really. And there's a load of records in the front, and they're all £1. And occasionally, there's things worth finding. So I spent a bit of time going through all those and pulled a few things out, and then had a look through everything in the back. And there was loads of stuff in the back, so I sort of forgot about the £1 ones that I'd pulled out. And anyway, he was in a rush to leave by the time I was done, and so the only £1 record I actually grabbed in the end was this one, "The Sound of the Sand and Other Songs of the Pedestrians." David Thomas and the Pedestrians. I didn't know this record. This is absolutely worth £1. This is from 81. I think I just grabbed this because it's on Rough Trade. And I thought any record on Rough Trade's worth getting for £1. And it turns out, so David Thomas is the lead singer and main guy behind the sort of experimental band Pere Ubu, which I've never listened to, actually. And after listening to this record, I will probably look out for some of their stuff. Because, this is out there. It's definitely idiosyncratic, to say the least. But, there's plenty on it that I enjoy. Sound of Sand was good. Happy to See You. The Crickets in Flats, which is an instrumental track. That's really good. So, for £1, well happy. And then, so I got in the back, and it just got loads of interesting sevens. So I got this single, which is like a split single with Nirvana. I can remember this being out at the time. Oh, The Guilt. So this was out in 93, recorded in 92. So this was the last single before In Utero, or before the Heart-Shaped Box, I think was the first single from that. I've been listening to this loads. Well, I've been listening to the playlist loads. It's on this clear vinyl, and I'm totally into that. And then there was loads of fall singles. So I got Mr. Pharmacist. This is an early one, Casino Soul. This is when Mark Riley's still in the band. To be honest, it's the B-side Fantastic Life that I'm into. So well happy with that. Victoria, it's a cover of the Kinks tune. Cruisers Creek, and the B-side LA, both really good. That's from 85. This is an early single from 79, Fiery Jack. Not so into this, but that B-side, Psychic Dancehall number 2, is pretty good. So that made it on the playlist. What's this? How I Wrote Elastic Man, 1980. I do like The Fall. I'm not sure I've ever listened to one of their albums, but I saw them live 3 times. yeah, I'd say 2 out of the 3 they were brilliant. There's a Ghost in My House. That's the cover of the Ardeen Taylor tune. That was 87. That might be the latest one out of all these. 2 more that I'm not that arsed about, really. Creep and Oh Brother. Yeah, both out in 84. The reason that I went a little bit mad was because he had loads of punk things that I didn't recognise. And like, sometimes I just think, I'm going to look these up. So I looked this one up. Last Rough Cause, the Violent Few EP. And it was £100. And he had it priced, I don't know if you can see that, at 20. So I just thought, well, I'm going to take a chance on this. And it's probably not for me, this. And to be honest, it's supposed to come with a lyric insert sheet, which it hasn't got. But the cheapest this has ever gone for on Discogs is £80. And on Pop Psych, they are selling without the lyric sheet. So I'm thinking I'll just list this on eBay for £65 maybe. Somebody'd be happy with that. And, yeah, reduce what I've spent. The Hanged Man. So I showed my copy of this, like literally 2 days before I found another copy. And my mates after this, and I don't know if you can see there, but yeah, priced at £18, and it's a clean copy. This is from 75. So yeah, I just grabbed this for my mate. So yeah, again, that's going to reduce what I spent. But I mean, you don't see this very often, and normally it's £30 minimum. In the Midnight Hour, the Mirettes. So I just liked the look of this. I didn't recognise it. It's from 68, and it turns out they were the Ikettes before. And yeah, this is their debut LP as the Mirettes. And yeah, it's pretty nice. There's a couple of tracks I put on the playlist. Take Me for a Little While and To Love Somebody, which is a Bee Gees tune, I think. So yeah, pretty pleased with this. Absolutely delighted with this one. Andre Williams, You Want It, I Got It. Didn't know this. Looked it up, listened to it on my phone. I'm having it. Whoever brought it in had originally paid 15. He had it priced at a tenner. It's really clean, VG++. It's a brilliant song. I mean, the B-side's all right, but it's all about the A-side. And like £10's a steal. And then like a few dance things. So Paper Recordings is a label I'm sort of familiar with. Mostly, I mean, I've got a few things on that label, but mostly because some of the early Crazy P stuff was put out on that label. But this is actually PAP 002. So it's the second release. And it's just Paper Music issue 1. So Paper Music is Elliot Eastwick and Miles Holloway, and it's their label. And so this has got the tune Downtime, which is ace, and sort of sought after, really. He had this priced at £3, so I'm definitely having that. Didn't know this, but it looked interesting. This is Pob Strata. I think I'm most into this size mix. 1994. Mr. Wazzo, Flat Beat. This was from 99. I mean, this is the sort of thing that you've probably heard too many times, but I don't know, I just grabbed it anyway. I've been listening to Monday Massacre on the B-side, and I'm quite into that. And The Prodigy, Everybody in the Place. I think this was 2. Oh no, he had this at 5, so that's quite a lot. Maybe I overpaid for that, but I just wanted it, and sort of reminds me of being a lot younger. Yeah, this was out in 92. I can remember buying the Prodigy Experience album from a mate. I think there was me and another friend, and we got it for a third friend, his birthday. from HMV in Leeds. So it must have been like 92 or 93. And we bought it in on double vinyl because it was cheaper than the CD. And things have changed. Yeah, and then two more that really didn't make the playlist. Body Snatchers. This is on two-tone. I don't know why I grabbed this, really. I think I was hoping that maybe it had proved me wrong about two-tone, but it didn't really. And then this one, the Oval 5, wiggle one time for the judge. Not great. But yeah, overall, pretty pleased with that. So yeah, if you want to listen to any of those, you can check out the playlist. Cheers.